Testing 1, 2, and we are live. Let me reposition this microphone a little bit. Thanks for dropping by. My mic settings are a little low. Reset things here a little bit. Okay, so that should be a little bit better. How's everybody doing today? Thanks for dropping by. Bronze Dragon coming at you with the Saturday morning stand-up where we discuss Splinterlands. And this is episode 110, which means I've been covering Splinterlands for about 2.5 years, every Saturday with a couple gone here and there, but mostly straight through. A lot of things to discuss this week. Probably the biggest thing on everybody's mind is Conclave Arcana going live this week. So obviously my pinned question of the day is, are you planning on making a move tomorrow as far as buying more Conclave packs? Or if you haven't bought any, are you planning on buying some? I have bought $400 worth, which gets me the one free promo legendary, and enough to get a level 2 of the rare promo legendary with a few extra left over, which I could easily buy a few more and make a level 3. I don't know how effective that's going to be, but that's where I stand. If I make I will be purchasing more, but probably not before the pre-sale ends. So I've bought what I was going to buy, and we were able to dive in and actually, if you checked out the last video I dropped, dive in and take a full look at the set. Which I mean, we can look at some more today because I still have my Mav server connection going here if it doesn't kick me out, and we can take a look at the cards a little bit more. But you know what? I want to take a minute and I want to thank the people who have I added this slide and I don't know why. Thank people who did super chats over the last few months. Okay, I want to just say a big thanks to Wesley Miller, RC Scoop, Rubinsky, Jacob N, Alfie Pashley, Lady Sharon, KGM Jam, Bolts 85, Tom of the Llama, Gathering the Magic, and Brownlow and Ventura for contributing to the channel and helping me keep going. These folks have come out of their pocket a little bit to put in super chats and super stickers, so I just wanted to say I really appreciate it. So let's jump into chat. Crypto Beavers here, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Crypto Beaver says for Conclave Arcana, 400,000 DEC are set aside for either standard or alchemy packs, or probably a mix of both. I've got a little bit of standard, but I really started buying some alchemy, and I bought $400 worth. So my plan is just to open up really alchemy packs. I think the standard packs I have are going to be staked on the wagon, and I only got 25 standard packs. But I think as time goes along, I'm going to open one alchemy pack per week. As you know, if you've been watching my videos, I am producing midnight potions, and I'll be able to have enough for the packs I want to open up, as well as sell some on the market. And I'm looking forward to the day that the cards go live, because I really think that the liquidity of the midnight potions is going to be wiped away, because the folks at the top of the leaderboard that intend on wanting to max out their decks pretty quickly to get up and running in the higher leagues in Champ, they're going to need a bunch of potions. Whether they decide to use it on all their pack openings, or whether they just use it on the more expensive pack remains to be seen. But I fully think that the midnight potion liquidity on that day and the day before is going to start to be wiped clean, and we'll see new. We've been seeing 6, 7, 8 cents per midnight potion, and from what I could tell, the last time I did the math, it cost about 6 cents to make a midnight potion. So if you see any midnight potions going for less than 6 cents, then it's probably a good buy, because if you don't use them, you could probably turn around later on and resell them. Not investment advice, more play advice. But we've watched a bunch of people do kind of do numbers, and you know, there's just not going to be enough midnight potions if people start scooping these up, right, for all the different packs. So that's where my head is currently. So. Gathering the Magic is here. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Says, getting my funds tonight from Splinter Trader for the pre-sale. Still debating that. Laugh out loud. And I'm going for alchemy packs. I love the gold foils. Yeah, you know what? After I had heard you talk about it a little while, you've had this strategy all along. Gatherings had this strategy because he primarily plays in like the silver kind of gold league, and it's pretty easy to get gold foil cards into the silver to gold kind of range. It's when you start going above the silver to gold range as far as playing, it starts getting really much more expensive, right? So I had to do a head kind of change. Going into Conclave Arcana with, it's like I said in a previous video, this is like pushing a reset button on Modern, right? There's going to be far fewer people in up in Champion and high level Diamond, right? And I'm just not going to be there. So I had to change my thinking around to say, well, if I'm not going to be there, where am I going to be? And, you know, logic would say probably in the silver to gold range, right? It's almost like my same thinking when I first came into the game, thinking, you know, whenever I first came in, we were at the heights, everything was selling for very expensive, and I just had to make some choices to be able to get in, and I got in and started playing at silver for a long time. As I leveled up my cards, that's going to have to be pretty much where I am now. A long-time player, back to silver. But with that said, it's much easier to get a gold foil deck to silver than possibly with these type of packs, possibly even buying standard packs and using common foil, standard foils, right? So I intend on open the gold foil packs, you know, one at a time. Maybe up front I might open 10, but my primary play is still going to stay in wild, right? And I'm just a dabbler in modern. But you know, who doesn't like, if you play card games, you like popping packs. So who doesn't like doing that? So our Faded Glory Plays is in the house. Welcome. Good morning to you as well. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in this fine world. Gathering says, may not do much in pre-sale and buy singles and discounted packs on the market. You know, I was thinking about that. Right up front in the pre-sale, we still have packs that, you know, people are reselling, right, at lower prices. I don't know how much of that will go on after the pre-sale is over. Let's go to other. So you have standard packs going for $3.39, so that's about a 60-cent savings. You've got legendary packs for $20 at the lowest one, which is a $4 savings, and you have alchemy packs going for $9.90, which is about a little bit over a $2 savings. Now, people are incentivized right now to go ahead and buy packs and resell them, take a little bit of a hit so they can buy more for those special promo cards, right? After that stops, there's really no incentive, you know. What's the incentive for reselling low, unless lower than what you paid for them, unless you, like, you know, ran out of money, or you have a bunch of packs and you want to resell them to buy something else. But we're so early in the set, I can't see that happening. So I guess I had thought about going ahead and buying some more alchemy packs, maybe on the secondary market. But, you know, not investment advice, but that's where my mind lays. And I saw that Bolts is in the house. Says, I'm on the road. I won't be able to drop the ball on my pods. Oh, as far as playing brawls. Yeah, I just got mine done earlier. Bolts, hey, I got a V8 Sparkling Energy Pomegranate and Berry energy drink today. Okay, let's see what everybody else is saying. Gathering says the main thing I am waiting for is the price amount of commons rares to determine if I'm getting $1 packs for my $10 accounts. Well, that's another thing a lot of people have been talking about. And, you know, since there is no limit for the $1 packs, they are going to be sold from beginning to end of the set. Okay. I fully think, first of all, there's no reason to buy a dollar pack and resell it on the market for less than $1. Okay. And first of all, you can't do that. You can resell the cards, and I think there's going to be high liquidity. In fact, I think we're going to see a much higher liquidity on summoners, the rare summoners, this time around, just because there's going to be so many out there. But the idea still is in the back of my mind that once people get their, you know, their commons and rares to the, you know, to the level they want, then they might stop buying the dollar packs. But then again, there's also, if you want to go ahead and use survival mode now, you can pick up a bunch of extra summoners if you wanted to in dollar packs for, you know, not that expensive. So there's a lot of different ways you can look at this. But I'm approaching it from the gold foil standpoint. And like I said, I'm not a primary modern player. So, and also I'm hoping from the gold foil pulls to be able to pull maybe a black foil. You know, that's you know, pie in the sky hopes, right? But pulling a black foil would help out my land a lot, right? And yeah, I know I heard some gasps in the background, but frankly, if I have a very low end card deck and just dabbling in modern, one black foil is going to do nothing, whereas that could really pump up some land production for me. Crypto Beaver says, we'll go big on dollar packs to get max level commons and rares. Yeah, we're in a situation now where it'll be much easier and cheaper to max out your commons and rares. And, you know, from that point, you know, there's a lot of different usage. I mean, you could take the dollar packs and you could max out your common and rares, and then you could keep going and put those on your property, your land, if you've got land or something or other. Same way with gold foil. Say you get a gold foil and you know, it's a dupe, or you get it to the proper level. Say, for instance, I'm playing in, I'm going to stop at kind of silver level-ish, and I've got extra gold foils, or a legendary or something like that popped. Great deal. Is it going to do me better to sit it in my deck and let it just sit there, not being played in wild, or is it better to put it on land? In my way of thinking, it's, you know, put it on land. Bolt says, not making moves, but I will eventually grab a bunch of packs in the near future. Okay. Cryptomancer is first on the leaderboard with 100 million DEC. I checked that earlier. Obviously, I think a lot of us are checking out this leaderboard as we tick down towards 1 day left. Huge amounts of money being spent on this. Cryptomancer is in the lead currently. You can see I'm at 383. I spent $400. And yeah, I couldn't spend DEC because once again, the bridge is not up yet. So I'm starting in the back of my head wondering whether they intentionally took that bridge down, if the game itself has some way to make out better without people using that DEC bridge or the SPS bridge. But it's been down for quite a while, and I'm kind of, everything I've bought has had to been through credits, because the other ways I have to buy SPS and DEC, just frankly, I'm not going to fool with them. I've been playing this game for 3 years, and for 2 years or so, I've been using the bridge to buy, and it went down at one of the biggest times that I needed it, and frankly, I was mad. You know, so I've been buying credits, and I know they do the swap in the back end and whatever, but I was just wondering in the back of my head, is there some way that the team or the DAO makes out better for not having, for people using credits instead of using the bridge, right? That's what I was wondering. Okay, I got off on a tangent. I try not to get fired up, but we've got Brave Tofu in second. We've got Loving the Move from under new management, my guild. in number 3. I gave him a shout out in guild chat the other day. Yabamat in 4th. Zoic Sash is in 5th, and that's a name that I don't recognize. And Azarkon is in 6th. I would keep my eye on Azarkon. I haven't heard anything from him, but I'm betting he wants to keep that 6th slot. Looks like YGG Pool fell out of the top 6. I would also keep an eye on them because they've got a whole pool of people behind them. Trash Panda, a good guild mate of mine in my secondary guild over in the KGM Jam, also with one of his other accounts, a good friend of the channel. In fact, he's given us some packs to give away over the last few weeks. Is in 10th. We can see Lorcus, Crypto. You know, I'm not going to go all through these. These are all the popular names we know. Housewife, Bulldog. Bulldog's in 19th. I wonder if he wants to stick in this range. You know, stay in the silver range. A lot of cool prizes going out. But good point, good point. Yeah, and I was keeping my eye on this. In fact, I might be doing a special live stream tomorrow. I think that the pre-sale ends at 2 Eastern time, if I did the math correct. Let me know if I'm wrong in the chat. I might do a special live stream, like a half hour before to a half, right up to it. So if you see it pop up on YouTube, that means I'm going live to cover the pre-sale ending. I also have another live stream earlier at noon to 1, so it might be pretty close back to back. But it should be interesting to see them jockey for position. Okay, let's see who else is here. Our Faded Glory Play says, I thinking something similar to Crypto Beaver, $10 to $20 a week or so. I'm going to start opening a gold foil pack or a random pack on my live stream every week, because there's new mechanics going now. Okay, so they've added a couple different big incentives to opening packs over the whole length of the pack sale, right? So there used to be just like one big incentive right at the very beginning to buy a bunch of packs. Now, obviously, the people right up front that want to get in and play Modern are going to open up a bunch of packs to consolidate and make their deck out of. But as time goes along, you're going to have a better chance to pull those better cards in most chance. The arcane cards, as well as the new mat card. Hey, look at that. We've already been talking for about 20 minutes. I think it's time for a question, for a pack giveaway. So we're going to do a trivia question. And the first person that can put into chat, first of all, put the word answer all in caps so I can see that you're answering the question. All in caps, the word answer, and then whatever your answer is. The first person to answer this correctly gets a free standard I almost said Chaos Legion, Conclave Arcana pack. Okay, and this is courtesy of Trash Panda. Okay, so the question is, where did Archmage Yabinius and Agrodius Lightbringer wage their battle against the rift that lasted for 5 years before Agrodius disappeared? Once again, all in caps, the word answer, and then whatever your answer is. Where did Archmage Yabinius and Agrodius Lightbringer wage their battle against the rift that lasted for 5 years before Agrodius disappeared? And put that into chat. First person wins. And then we'll jump back into chat. Okay, let's see here. Gathering says, grab those 2 mana common cards from Rebellion and get them to level 5. Pair them very nicely with new weapon turners. Yeah, there's a lot of synergies going on between the two sets, And, I'll go out on a limb and I will say, I don't even think it's going out on a limb. I think this is the best designed set yet. And Rebellion was pretty well designed too. And this set in particular was designed to fit very well with Rebellion. So cheers to the team for the design. Trying to go back to the main page. Hey, anybody who has downloaded the app, I have iOS, so I haven't downloaded the app on my phone. Tell me in the chat what you think of it. Haven't heard any. I've heard a couple people talking about it on Discord, but haven't heard any reports really about it. So let me know what you think. My Financial Journey says, anybody been using the Splinter SPL Trader bot? That thing just bought and sold a card for me and made me $10. Yeah, I started talking about that, like in February. I started at the end of, here it is, at the end of January. I need to sign in. Haven't looked at it this week. Okay, so I'm up to 286,000 DEC. The annualized ROI has really come down, and my share has come down a little bit because a lot more people since the end of January have come in, but still making a fair amount. Let's see, I need to, yeah, I haven't checked it. I haven't checked it. Here's my little spreadsheet here. I haven't checked it since the 2nd, but I was making 500 500 SPS or so a day, something like that. So if you're not familiar with it, jump over to spltrader.com. It originally really started with me. I wanted to try it out and use it for a few months before I even talked about it on a video, because I didn't know whether it was going to be a cash grab, a rug pull, whatever you want to call it. But I've been using it since the end of January, and like I said, making a nice little bunch of DEC off of it every day. And frankly, my purpose was to get ready for the card sale, Conclave Arcana. And then Conclave Arcana came, and I'm like, I don't really want to pull my DEC out of there because I'm making a decent amount, right? So I haven't touched it. I've made a decent amount off of it. So let me look at that again. Yeah, well, I'll take a look at it. Yeah, I was making about 500 a day or something like that. Okay, let's jump back in. Yeah, and I intend to keep it in there because I think there's going to be a lot of buying and selling of cards when this set drops, because there's going to be a lot of people who want to jump on and max out our cards. And whenever I started this game, let's see. First of all, I need to scroll down and see who won. Sorry, I got off on a topic. Okay, Paul Taylor. Looks like Paul Taylor won. Paul Taylor is correct. Sorry, I got off on a tangent. So the pack goes out to Paul Taylor. Paul, let me know in the comments what your Splinterlands account is, or your Hive account name. So the answer to the question, and once more, the question was, where did Archmage Ubinius and Agrodius Lightbringer waged their battle against the rift that lasted for 5 years before Agrodius disappeared? And the answer was a hidden fortress under Mount Praetoria, but that was pretty close. So, okay, so let's go ahead and add warrant. And as always, I'll send that out after the show. And stick around. I might give away another pack. Once again, courtesy of Trash Panda. Big thanks. Gathering says, haven't sold any cards yet, but making 1 to 2 DEC a day with it. Yeah, if you're using it, you can use that as the pool, like I'm doing it, or you can actually set it up to buy and sell cards for you. It's kind of like setting up a bot to buy and sell stocks. You know how you do limits and stuff like that. But this is for Splinterlands cards. So you could treat Splinterlands cards just like stocks, small stocks and stuff. So I haven't used that part of it though. My Financial Journey says, at Gathering the Magic, you should really check out utilizing the bot. I've earned probably 20 times what I have from the passive staking. You know, this might come in handy. This probably will come in handy once we start popping packs, because if you've been around for a while, you know that the best time to make a profit on cards just coming straight out of packs is right at the beginning of a set, because you know we've talked about this before. You know, I'm probably not the only one that paid, you know, $25 for a Jin O'Shaughnessy or something like that. You know, so at the very beginning, I think we're going to see a certain amount of people that are building their decks, the higher end guys, for modern, and we're going to see a certain amount of people that are trying to make a little bit of profit by popping packs and immediately putting them on the market. So which one are you? My Financial Journey says, this month alone, I've earned $45 with an account that started with 10K DEC on it. Nice. Jabby Saint says, how many starter packs do I need to max out my commons and rares? A lot. A lot is the answer, but it's the cheapest now overall because you can get 5 for $1, you know. Because as far as I know, let's go into Rebellion. Just use Rebellion. You know, a common is 400. So commons are 400. I think rares are 115 copies. So unless they changed them, well, let's look over. Let's turn that off. Okay, so here we are. This is an exact, we can look at it right here. So this is on the MAV server. Of course, anything can change between now and live, but I am, okay, here we go. Yeah, it's still 400. So here's a portly cannoneer, a dwarf. Kind of like that. It's a big gun. He's got Inspire. I like Inspire, but you know what? That's interesting. I usually load up Inspire on melee hands, right? But he's got Return Fire, Inspire, and Fury for 4 mana. As I've been looking over these cards, it's not only like pushing a reset on. Where did we go? Pushing a reset on the whole modern. It's going to push a reset on some of the common match types we have, because there are a lot of cards in this set that are Little League, 4 mana and below. You're going to see Little League get much more exciting. I don't care whether you're playing Modern or Wild, Little League is going to get much more exciting. But to tell you the truth, Jabby Sings, I don't know how many packs you'd have to buy to get maxed out level commons and rares. But you know, you figure that any of the card packs are going to drop commons and rares. But the specific packs, whether you want to lean into gold foils or once in a while get legendaries, they're going to give you those nicer cards. But keep in mind, you know, it's a trade-off, because I can see people, if you are actually trying to put money to invest in this set, going into legendary packs and just not opening them, okay? Because you have to figure this, okay? Legendary packs are going to get better as time goes along until all of those airdrops have been created and put out. Because until all the legendaries have been airdrops, that is, not to say that the legendary set is bad. Here's your legendary set. In fact, several of these are really, really strong cards, and I didn't see a stinker amongst them. A lot of time, we always talk about this. The legendaries are very powerful cards, but in specific circumstances, right? That you're going to use them with specific plans, you know, in mind. But my point is, you know, when you look at the legendaries now at the very beginning, there's how many, six or seven. Let me know how many airdrops there are. Those airdrops just aren't there. And if you open a legendary pack now, you're not going to have a chance at some of the best cards, right? So I can foresee people, if you are actually using this as an investment vehicle, which I don't advise, I don't provide investment advice. That's probably the one of the best ways, because as soon as those packs get sold or burnt out, they're going to be for sale for $24 through the life of the pack, or whenever they get done. I could immediately see these like doubling in prices the next day. I think that we're, with the changes that they put into place on Rebellion and have moved into Conclave Arcana and continued iterating on the changes, we are going to say, gone are the days. I wanted to say that I used to go in during the Chaos Legion days and do videos and tell new players that, hey, you need to just buy singles. Buying packs is a waste because the singles were so cheap, right? We're pretty much exact opposite now. Now, obviously, we all like to find a good deal on a single. You see a single up there for a great price, you want to grab it. But especially the first month or two of this set, singles are going to go for a premium. So I think your best bet is just going, build in, especially from the bottom up, especially from the idea of getting your Archons, those low end packs. But everybody likes. I'm going in with the gold packs. Maybe might buy a few legendary packs as time goes along, as kind of things to sell. In fact, this morning I had let's look at, no, I put some more Rebellion packs of mine up for sale. Let's see if they sold yet. Nope, they didn't. If anybody wants some Rebellion packs, there's some sweet Rebellion packs up here for $4.31. Anyway, I'm going to use that money to go ahead and buy some more, probably gold foil packs. Either that, or I might buy some more standard packs and put them on the wagon. Either way, I don't have enough of a Rebellion set to warrant just sitting there and opening those packs. I might open some Chaos Legion packs to be able to put on land. And in fact, I need to look at my land and claim, because I'm at a week. Let's go over to production. Yeah, it's been a week ago. I bought some cards. If we look at Tostrington, you can see that I am producing midnight potions on a rare lake. And I'm in deficit on wood, stone, and iron. Now, I don't have anything that produces stone, so I have to buy my stone, but I'm trying to modify the plots I have producing iron and wood, and I bought a max level beta rare card to put on my wood producing plot, and I bought a max level gold foil rare Chaos Legion to upgrade one of the commons on my iron plot. So, but otherwise everything's going pretty good. This other region I'm in, Ravenwood, I also am in the deficit on stone because I just don't have anything that produces stone. I've got plenty of wood and I've got iron coming in, but I just have to buy stone. So I'm sitting pretty good. I need to claim, and we can see that I have 426 aura ready in this region, and I have 239 aura ready in this region. Let's see what everybody's saying in chat. My Financial Journey says, I just turned the bot on. It buys and sells whatever it wants. I have it set to modern cards only. Sometimes it'll buy one BCX. Sometimes it'll buy a maxed card. I let it buy the best deals. Interesting. Last night, it bought a gold foil torch Vizier for $3. Woke up this morning and it was sold for $6. Super peasy, easy peasy. Yeah, and that's another thing. It's kind of the land of the bots now. It's like a standard person. You really have to be quick to get a good deal, otherwise it's going to be scooped up by bots. It's kind of the offside of having bots in the infrastructure. My Financial Journey says, so where do we find lore? Well, that's easy. They put it on Discord in the official announcement section. All my questions are officially put out there as official news from the team. So I'm not pulling any sneaky ones. I just like to keep up with the storyline. So, okay, let's see here. Kenadu, I hope I pronounced that name correctly, is here. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Hey, do you think the devs will continue the Super Minigame Saturday? Well, that is referring to Atlas Earth, and we will be having a live stream for Atlas Earth tomorrow at noon where we can talk Atlas Earth. We're talking Splinterlands here, but to answer your question directly, this event today is intended as a test event in the United States only, and they want to get the bugs worked out, and then it sounds like they want to go ahead and bring it to everybody. And it sounds also, I'm inferring this, that it sounds like they intend this on to occur once in a while, maybe once a month, twice a month, I don't know. But this is a test event today. So, but stop by tomorrow and we can chat more about that and how it turned out. Alex Toro's in the house. I'm a little bit behind in chat, as I'm always get chatting about something or other and lose track of chat. Alex is here. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by. My Financial Journey says, I'm not planning on buying any Conclave Arcana for my main account, but I can't wait to let that bot start trading those cards. Yeah, it's going to be active, especially the first few weeks. Alex T says, you'll buy those dollar packs. Stop lying to yourself. My Financial Journey says, definitely not. Alex T says, holding packs till the end of the airdrop for the win. Yeah, the airdrops are going to be big. I think we saw that. The sets of airdrops are always some of the nicest, if not the nicest cards for the most part. Our Faded Glory Play says, what exactly do you mean by turning on that bot? Don't you just add money? Well, there's two different, it's multifunction. You can use the feature that I use, which is just put money into the pot and it buys cards and you get a portion depending upon how much you put in. Or you can actually set it up to buy and sell cards for you. And you can go into the settings. I haven't dabbled in that, but it can, like he's talking about, you can do your different settings. Obviously, it would take, you'd have to have money in, DEC or credits or whatever it's using to go ahead and buy cards. You can set your settings. It's like setting up a stock bot, right? I need to, buy at certain level, sell at certain level, whatever. So you get in, you set it up, and it basically does that for you. So, but keep in mind, you could get stuck with a few extra cards that you paid for, didn't end up selling. So that's the offshoot of that. Nothing is promised, so. Alex T says, y'all think having a Taylor Swift card was unnecessarily dangerous? I saw that and I was wondering, let's go over here. There she is, Taylor Swift. I was wondering about that, whether, I think it's funny right off, but I also wondered in the back of my head, did they open themselves up to any kind of litigation or whatever? So yeah, I don't know. I hope they don't get sued or anything. But there's an obvious tie in there. It's kind of funny to me though. But yeah, to your point, I think that was a little bit on the edgy side to put a tie-in type joke there. Yeah, because you never know how these big stars are going to come off. Whether they just, oh, look, that's funny, you know, or they're like, I need to make some money off of it. Let's sue Splinterlands and shut them down and take all their money. But then again, that's one of the reasons why there's a separation there between the company and the DAO, right? The majority of the money is held by the DAO. So, you know, there's a decisive business reason for the split there. And I still need to do a video about that because a lot of people talk, especially Web2 type folks, talk about Web3 being so dangerous and being wary of rug pulls and things like that. And that's why I try to mention in my videos about Splinterlands a lot that you know, we're going on the 7 years now, anniversary of Splinterlands. If there's going to be a rug pull, they would have already done it, right? And there's also a difference there when you get into a game and you see, especially, you know, when you see the divide there. Some games have DAOs, some don't. If the game does not have a DAO and all the money that goes into the game is focused right on, you know, within that company, there's a vulnerability right there, right? Now, if that money is split out into the DAO and the DAO allocates money and pays the company, like in this situation, as a third-party contractor, then if that third-party contractor, one of the legal differences, and I'm not a lawyer, but I can see that one of the business reasons there is that if they got sued or something like that, then that can't touch that DAO money, right? So I know that was probably a little bit too much information, but I really like how it's been set up from the white paper. And over time, he's made a wider and wider divide between the company and the DAO to make sure that is there for a reason, you know. And I'm sure there's many other reasons I'm not talking about and probably don't even know about from business purposes. And that's what Dave's here for, right, on the business side. So Jabby Saint says we got rare Conclave Arcana summoners, right? Oh yeah, oh yeah. The standard set. We got. You know what? When it changes out, this whole thing on the side with all your filters and everything is completely changed, and I just really haven't gotten used to it yet. So the Archons have a different. Let's do a reset. Let's just do. Why can I not see? Let's click Conclave Arcana, and then I don't have anything else selected. I don't know why I can't bring up the. Yeah, this whole new. I mean, it looks cooler, but it's going to take a lot of getting used to. I don't know why. Oh, let's go into, that was in the market. Let's go into here and let's look at Archons. Okay, so these are the Archons to your point, okay? So they're all rare except for one. There's going to be one legendary dragon, Sheng Zhao. And Sheng Zhao is very interesting because he comes in with Corrosive Ward, which is not so interesting in and of itself, but he also has Poison Burst, which there's several other cards coming in with Poison Burst that I expect to be a strategy. You know, you're going to start getting hit with Poison Burst, and it's just going to decimate you if you're not prepared for it. The second dragon, which is a rare, is Kavor Skarn, but he's a Dracoshan. So he's not a dragon, he's a Dracoshan. So you got +1 speed on Bloodline Dominion for Dracoshans. I'm not sure that that applies to dragons because it specifically spells out Dracoshan and not dragon. If anybody knows better than me, let me know. We've got Razzie Clanktrap, and I just did a video on this week, but just for information, we've got Razzie Clanktrap, who is a gnome on death, who has close range, and the Bloodline Dominion is Painforge, which is another big kind of thing you're going to see, especially with the Yulans. because there's several big cards here with the Yulins that have the Painforge and also the Gnomes. That rolls into Bella Radijalski, who has Deflect, and then her Bloodline Dominion is Shield. Kalia Silverleaf, who has -1 on magic attacks, and her Bloodline Dominion is Execute. Gorgug the Endless, which has -1 on ranged attacks and Enrage for his bloodline with orcs, and Fife Bladestone, who has +2 to friendly units armor with Void for dwarves as the bloodline dominion, plus those special cards, which let's go let's go into neutral. So one of the big things for the special promos that are being given away for buying packs, Arcane Skinwalker and Grimel the Hunger also have what they call Shapeshift. So these two are going to be able to be used with all Bloodline Dominions. As far as I know, unless you're running in the no neutrals type rule set, then I don't think they can be used. Okay, so. But here's an interesting look. These are all the neutrals. But my main point there is those Archons are going to be able to be pulled from day one in packs, whether you're buying the dollar packs or the other packs, right? It's just the other packs give you a higher percentage chance to, like, you know, you buy the gold foil pack, higher percentage chance to pull a gold foil, you know. You also get a higher percentage chance to pull a black foil in the gold foil packs. That's what a lot of people are going for, right? And, you know, in legendaries, you're going to have a higher percentage chance of pulling a legendary, you know, so, and the higher percentage chance of a legend. Well, you're going to get a guaranteed legendary, but you have the higher percentage chance of pulling a legendary gold foil of any of them. So Alex T says, yeah, 4 mana rares are the Archons, aka summoners. My Financial Journey says BD needs to get stoned. No. It's been a long time since I did that. Our Faded Glory Play says, I'm trying to sell my 114 grain plot, moving on to Central Fires in Zhangfo. You know what? I think 114 is one of the ones where I'm at. Oh, this is wrong server. Yeah, I'm in Tostrington. Well, you know, send me a chat if you got a good deal. You want to get rid of it, let me know. I might pick it up for you if it's a good deal. But right now, you know, Tostrington is one of those areas that has really maintained its prices. You know, look at this. A common canyon is $33. A common lake is $40, $50, and we've seen, you know, it's been a long time since I picked up what I classify as a good deal in this zone, especially. So. Paul Taylor says, claim now, you are losing resources. That is true. I was going to wait until after the... You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to put a question out. And you know what? We're giving away... Let's see what we're giving away. We are going to give away an alchemy pack. And I have another question for you. Once again, the first person to get this, all caps... Paul, sorry, you're out on this one because I want to spread the wealth around. All caps, the word answer, and then whatever your answer is. And we're going to give away an alchemy pack to the person that has the first right answer on this, and then I'm going to go in and do my claims. Okay. Here's the question. Once again, all caps answer, and then whatever your answer is. What beings did Portia Near bring from the plane of chaos in her pursuit of chaos to find that her chains didn't hold, and they were freed to cause havoc. What beings did Portia Near bring from the plane of chaos in her pursuit of chaos to find that her chains just didn't hold, and they were freed to cause havoc? Okay, first person to answer that question gets an alchemy pack. Whoops. Hey, Lady Sharon's in the house. Welcome, Sharon. Thanks for dropping by. Foos answers elementals. Close, but I was looking for a little bit more specific answer there. Alex T says, Bronze Dragon stoned would be wild. I feel like he would just drink a beer and listen to music. Well, I am apt to do that. One of my favorite things to do to relax on a Friday afternoon is drink a little whiskey, drink a beer, and listen to some good music like Pink Floyd. Wibble's in the house with the correct answer. Arcane Skinwalker and Gremel the Hunger. You are correct. So Wibble gets the pack. Gets the alchemy pack. Hey, Wibble, what is your... Alex T says furries. No, thank you. Wibble, what is your in-game name, please? So I can send you a pack after the show. And then we'll jump back into chat, and I have to do some claims. Just to show you what I'm working with here, because we got a week worth of claim to go. Hey, Wibble, just let me know what your in-game name is. Is it Wibble? Is it something else? I talk with a lot of you, so... Oh, yeah. I probably should know that by now, but I always like to double check. So today's drawings, we had Paul Taylor got a standard pack, and Wibble got an alchemy pack, and I'll be sending those out after the show. So let's go ahead and do my land harvest. I need to update my spreadsheet. This is kind of why I don't like doing those live, but he is right. I am losing production, and I wanted to show you guys what I was getting. So in Veritas, I'm pretty well averaged out. I am not producing any aura in this area. I've got a good mixture of grain and wood, and I have enough to go ahead and harvest. So let's claim grain. Sorry if this is boring. I just want to put this out there so you can see, you know, what us people playing land are dealing with. So we have grain. For the last week, I've earned 69,872 grain. Okay. And that will also, it'll cost a certain amount of grain to pay my woodworkers as well. So some of that 69,000 will come out to pay these woodworkers. Let's see how much wood I earn. And it looks like 11,500. Okay. Okay. That's kind of relatively not exciting, but let's go into the next region. Now, this is where I need to make some changes. Now, if you are playing land, you need to remember, if you're going to make a change on your land, you need to make a claim first. Otherwise, when you do that change, you can see here that I stand to claim 52,000 grain, 16,000 wood, 16,000 iron. But when I claim my aura, it's going to cost me 28,500 grain, 14,280 wood, 5,712 stone, and some iron as well. So let's go ahead and claim grain. And I have to, like I said, I have to make some changes here on 2 of these plots. So we've got 72,000 grain, almost 73. I'll jump back into chat once I get this claim done. We've got some wood. $9,147. Got some iron. Much less iron. Iron's hard to produce. And like I said earlier, I'm not producing enough stone, iron, and wood to make this aura claim. But let's go ahead and I want to take a screenshot of this first so I can do my math on my spreadsheet after the show. Let's go ahead and claim. I do need to adjust 2 of my properties so I can produce a little bit more wood and a little bit more iron. So here I am taking in a total of 3,110 aura. Okay, and that, let's see here. It costs 3,100. Divided by 40, which takes 40 per potion. So it's about 77, almost 78 potions there. Now, after that claim, what I want to do is go in, and this is the only epic land that I have. It produces iron a little bit over 8 per hour. And what we're going to do is we're going to manage. We are going to take one of these off, and we are going to put a 10-ye striker on it, which is a max rare. So basically I'm trading a max common for a max rare, which doubles my output there. And I'm going to have to, I might have to up my energy. I'm not sure. Let's see here. And let's go ahead and do the change to wood. Let's do the same thing here. We're going to remove, who do I want to remove? Let's remove this guy. And let's go with, I have a beta. Frozen Soldier right here. So beta Frozen Soldier is going to go in there, and it's going to up my wood rate from 60 to 81. Let's go ahead and confirm. I want to see how much extra DEC I'm going to have to put in this region. Okay, so I've still got enough dark energy going here. So, and finally, well, we're at the bottom of the hour, so you get the idea. I just wanted to show you what I was up to on my land, and those were the 2 big changes. So I've increased my iron intake and increased my wood intake, so we can go back and we can see that I'm a little bit closer to being where I need to be. And did my pulls for this week. So I'm saving my potions until the card packs actually go live, and then I'll put some up on the, I'll keep some for me, and then I'll put some up on the market to try and sell. Anyway, sorry if this last portion was boring to you. I just wanted to go ahead and start getting that done and showing you what I was doing in land. Our Faded Glory Place says, I pretty much shut down my plots and used my DEC except for my keep in 85. Interesting. I know I've heard a lot of people talk about taking their DEC out of land and using for the card packs. Frankly, I'm the other way around. I've been strengthening my land game as people have been, I have been buying some of the new set, but I haven't been going strong into it. But that's just the way I play. Everybody plays a little bit different. Our Faded Glory Place says, I'll build back my DEC and reorganize my cards. That's good to hear. Thanks everybody for dropping by. This has been Bronze Dragon, another week of the Saturday morning stand-up. Thanks for joining me. I hope everyone has a great week. I hope everyone on your side is happy and healthy. And hey, I'll see you in Splinterlands. And probably tomorrow we will have a pop-up live stream for the end of the Conclave Arcana pre-sale to see all the big dogs jockeying for position. Until then, have a good one.